you are celebrating a once-in-a-lifetime event today. Today is National Pi Day. The first 5 digits of pi line up with today's date, and some crazy celebrations are taking place today. At 9:26, high school seniors will find out if they got accepted into MIT. We told folks about this last weekend with the flying drones.
With the drones, it was a pretty impressive video. I love this one. Lovebirds can tie the knot in Vegas for $314.15. They even get apple pie on top of that.
And at the Holidays birthplace in San Francisco, there will be a pizza pie tossing. Here to explain what this magical number is all about and how it's used in everyday life is Dr. Michael Starbird. He is a mathematician at the University of Texas. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning and happy Pi Day.
Happy Pi Day to you as well. It's amazing how many 3.14s we're having lining up, because this year is special as well. Is that correct?
It is a special year. It's 2015, and 15 are the next 2 digits after 14, 3.1415.
We're all learning.
And then the next ones are 926. That's why 926 is the time that they're going to send out these acceptance letters to MIT.
Oh.
Yep. And then the next ones are 53. So 53 seconds, 926 with 53 seconds. That's the real moment to celebrate.
Dr. Starbird, now I have to ask, how many digits of pi do you know?
That's it.
That's it. I was wondering if he could go out 100 digits.
Oh, yes, I can. But I'm not going to tell you. No. But I'll tell you something. There is a human being who set the world record for learning the number of digits of pi. 67,000.
No, you're joking.
I know. I can't admit. That person has too much time on his hands.
Yeah. Wow, that is incredible. Well, let's talk a little bit about what pi is, because I think a lot of people who hated maybe algebra when they were younger.
Don't tell me.
Of course, no one would ever dislike math.
Of course
but
not.
You see it when it comes up in circles. So let's talk about what pi is used for.
So what pi actually is the ratio between the circumference of a circle, that's the round part around the circle, and the diameter. So if you took a perfect circle and you took its diameter, that's the line across, and you rolled it around the outside, it would require just over 3 segments to go around. In fact, 3.1415926, that's the precise number. And over the centuries and over the millennia, people have gotten more and more precise about how many diameters it takes to go around the circle. And in fact, now we know how the first 13 trillion digits of pi. And to put that in perspective, if you wrote them down in a book, and you started it here and you just made a shelf, the shelf would go beyond Waco, more than 100 miles, in order to just put those digits down.
And I'm sure they're still going, right? This is an ongoing process trying to figure pi out, right?
Well, and there's never an end to it, because pi is one of these numbers that has no pattern that repeats. And so it just continues on forever. So we'll never know all of pi, which I think is a metaphor for our understanding of the world, that we continue to learn more things.
I hope that somebody had a real shot of coffee before they started listening to this interview this morning.
If you're still following us.
No, nice.
Well, would you like to hear an interesting fact about pi?
Absolutely.
Okay, so suppose that you took the Earth. You know, the Earth is basically round. And if you took the equator, it's 25,000 miles around the equator. Suppose you put a belt around the equator. And you said, oh, the poor Earth, that's a little too snug. Let me add 7 feet of belt to make it a little looser.
Okay.
And do you understand this? So you add 7 feet out of 25,000 miles, and then center it.
Okay.
How far off the ground do you think that belt would be? How much room are we giving the poor Earth?
With 7 feet of belt?
7 feet out of 25,000 miles. What do you think?
Aaron doesn't even get my Sunday weather trivia right. We've got no chance.
No.
We've got no chance.
This is something where most people have the wrong intuition. What do you just guess? What do you think?
How far off the ground?
How far off the ground would it be if it were centered? It's just 7 feet more. So instead of being right next to the ground, it's a little bit off. How far off do you think?
I'm going to say 10 feet, because it's wrong and it's the best thing I've got.
Well, that's definitely wrong, because what most people think is just a tiny bit off, because you're just adding 7 feet to 25,000 miles. But the fact is, pi tells us it's more than 1 foot.
Oh, more than 1
More
foot.
than
Okay.
1
See,
foot
I was
off the ground.
going over.
You were
I
going
was over budgeting.
I'm impressed with this. I'm impressed with this. So
I
this
thought it was going to be a crazy number.
Meteorologists can't get it. I'm just, I'm out. I'm out.
Dr.
that's
Michael
perfect.
Starvard, you have been amazing. And
Well,
I
such a
now
treat.
want to take a class at UT just
Absolutely.
because this guy's so excited about math. The pie alone, you're so excited.
Exactly. Well, pie is a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah, and quick question, how are you spending the rest of your Pi Day?
I'm going to be eating pie all day long.
And pizza
It's
pies
required.
and
It's
apple
required.
pies.
I can get
love
in on this holiday.
But let me just conclude by saying I think Pi Day is a celebration of clear thinking. It's a celebration where all of us human beings are getting a more and more precise understanding of the world. And that's really something to celebrate and enjoy.
That really is. And speaking of a clear understanding of the world, we're going to see some clear skies just for a
Excellent.
minute this afternoon.